Good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome to Throwbacks Podcast Toy Reviews, where we look at everything cool, retro, and some action figures occasionally. And today we're going to be doing something a little different. There's no unboxing today because these gents didn't actually come in a box. Well, they came in a box, but it wasn't like legit packaging or anything. It was just a box, and then they were wrapped in plastic, so there was really no need to show that. But I did want to show you these 6 clone troopers that I got from AliExpress, and there's a shop on there called Vale's Toys, I think it is, and it's basically just custom figures. And yeah, you can say they're bootlegs, they're fourth party, the third party, whatever. They're pretty cool. And Hasbro's not making these, so I'm gonna get them because I like clone troopers, and he makes a lot of them. And the ones we're gonna look at today are let's see, there is Dogma, Hard Case, Kix, Oppo, Tup, and Jesse. And if any of those names sound familiar, if any of these color schemes look familiar, these were the guys from the Umbara mission, which is 2 or 3, I think, episodes, and one of the later seasons of the Clone Wars with General Palm Krell, and that was really one of my favorite stories. It really showed the clones getting at it, and having some actual drama within themselves and with the Jedi. But these action figures are on the newer Clone Trooper mold, and I've heard some people can get their helmets off to reveal a rather plain, I shouldn't say plain, but there's a clone face underneath the helmet. It is unpainted, which kind of sucks, but it's there. If you're so inclined to carefully get any of these helmets off, you can take a look, and if you're a painter of fine details, go ahead and paint you up some clone heads. Although, of course, that won't match some of the guys like Jesse, who is, had a shaved head. They're all basically the kind of Django haircut. But anyway, I'm glad I got these guys. They're pretty cool. Really glad to see Jesse, especially in his pre-ARC Trooper gear, and which is more correct to how he appeared in the show. And he's got his blue markings, and I want to say the paint is very good on these guys. It's very professionally done. I've been known to customize some stuff, and could I have done this? Sure, but I would have paid more to get 6 blank Phase 2 clones, and it was just time I didn't have, and I don't know if I could have done it this well. It's really good detail. You see the cog on his helmet and everything. It's very nice. I don't know if you can see under there, but yeah, there is a head under the helmet. I've tried to get it off. I probably could if I really, really wanted to, but I don't want to break these guys. They look fine as is. Tup kind of had like a, I don't know, is he the one with the top knot? I can't remember how he looked exactly, but some of them had weird hairdos that I wouldn't be able to replicate anyway. But he's got his little teardrop there. Let me know if you guys know what that was supposed to represent. Did that mean he was a crybaby, or he was like a tough guy in prison, or what does that mean? I don't know. But good old Tup. I think he ended up going to prison. And Oppo, yet another costume change for this fella. It's not exactly how he appeared in the cartoon because he didn't have pistols there, but you know, why not? Something cool to throw on him, make him a little bit unique. And Oppo was a sergeant in the cartoon. He wasn't commander yet, I guess after so many deaths in the 501st and after Order 66 and everything, he eventually became commander, but he was just a sergeant at this point. And somebody asked me before about the recent release of him not having this little arrow right there. Well, this is the version of him that has that from the cartoon. So of course, you know, all the 501st clones from the Order 66 Nightfall Jedi Temple scene, they were all kind of retconned to have names. You know, they were all just generic 501st troopers at that point. Sometimes somewhere somebody said, let's make this guy Oppo, you know. At one point, I think the same guy was identified as Commander Fox, which we know that's not true. That was Fox is one of the red guys, one of the Coruscant Guard or shock troopers, whatever you want to call him. Also, really great to see Kix. Kix was the medic of the team. I assume that's his medical gear, first aid kit that he would have. And, you know, instead of a little red cross, they've got, you know, whatever this is, their little Star Wars equivalent to the medic symbol. And I think that's pretty cool. And there's also, if you go to the store online on AliExpress, there's a 212th medic too, which I don't think we saw, but kind of cool, some world building, because, you know, every battalion would have a couple medics, of course. And you know, I don't know if we've seen this backpack before. It's pretty cool. It's got the little lid or whatever that comes off, and you can put tiny items in there, but I may end up gluing that on, honestly, because I don't want to lose it. But he looks cool. And I'm not really going over the articulation of these guys because, you know, we all have this figure, just in different colors. This is probably, I want to say, my favorite clone from this arc and this story. Hardcase. He was pretty cool in that. And is this the first time we've seen this blaster in the 6-inch scale? Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if we have or not, but it's cool to have one of those. Yeah, I'm assuming that probably came with some other figure at some point, and it's being reused for Hardcase, but I don't know. Looks pretty awesome. Nicely sculpted. He holds on to it well. And just really looks good. Really, you know, you see that and you're like, oh, that's Hardcase. He had to have this weapon. So if that's a custom piece, good on you, whoever came up with that. That's great. And Dogma, which, you know, Dogma. I love that they just took a group of clones, gave them all different personalities, different colors. Speaking of different colors, you can see that I think some of the white plastic might be a tad different here and there, but it really doesn't bother me. I mean, if I really wanted these guys to look right, I would just be like weathering them anyway. But I'm not gonna do that. And they all come with DC-15 long and DC-15 short, except for Hardcase comes with the big Mamma Jamma. I don't know what you call that again, but they all come with different weapons, and they all look cool. I decided to kind of change it up and give a couple of them the short blaster and a couple of them the long. Now there was a couple other guys that was in that story. There's Fives, which he was a main player in that, and as well as Rex. So you see, not only do they scale well with their brothers, you know, the colors match too. So I think that's pretty outstanding. So very happy I picked these up. There's also 212 guys, Wolfpack guys. This guy has a lot of clones and some other figures in the shop. I was a little hesitant to order from this site. So I've heard some people have issues with it, but I had no problems. I thought it was cool. Not a whole lot of need for comparisons here. We all know what we're looking at. But just in case, here's some 3 3/4 inch versions of these guys. So you get it. You get the picture. But what do you think? Do you like clones like I do? Do you like custom action figures? Do you like Star Wars Black Series? Because it's stuff like this that really just keeps me interested in the line, you know, the world building, the expansion. I just think it's neat, and glad there's people out there doing this and making it fairly easy to collect. But I think, yeah, very happy with it. You know, some of the tolerances or whatever, you know, I will say they don't feel like new figures, like right out of the box, you know what I mean? Sometimes they feel like, you know, they've been played with, or, you know, their joints have been manipulated already, which, you know, it's understandable. They had to be painted, I guess. I don't know if they were, I mean, they really feel like they're factory painted. I could be wrong, but just wanted to bring this out there to you guys for anybody interested, because I think they're cool, and I'm glad they're in my collection. So what do you guys think? Dig it? I dig it. So, alright, and on that note, I'll leave you guys until next time. We're going to throw one back tonight, and we will see ya.